Hi folks, Rodney back again. Hey, I'm going to do a real quick video here. I'm going to do a little comparison. This is my 2022 Tundra Limited right behind me, and then I also have off to the side over here, kind of covered in plastic a little bit, I've got another 2022 Tundra Limited as well, but it doesn't have the Trd off-road package. So I want to kind of break down some of the differences for you. So to begin with, you notice that mine has the Trd off-road package. So it comes with the black grille. Got the black down here. It's got the 20-inch Trd wheels rather, and it's got the Falcon Wild Peak tires. Now this also has a 20-inch wheel, but this is the standard limited wheel. And so one of the nice things about this, now like I said, it doesn't have the Trd off-road package, but the coloring in the wheels itself matches the fender flares. On the Trd off-road package, it has this plastic cladding, and it's not painted like the vehicle, it's just plastic. So that is one thing I actually like about the regular standard limited model. I wish that this model actually came with it. This one does have the rear low leveling suspension. It does have the panel sunroof. It does have the panorama view monitor. It's got the overlay emblems in it, if I didn't already mention that. So MSRP on this vehicle is $59,578. Mine with the Trd off-road package came in at $60,677. So looking at the grille, this one has a painted grille, and it's painted dark gray. So when you look at the color combination, it really ties in well, especially on this limited, with it being a silver color. You got the wheels tie in with the fender flares, the grille ties in with the fender flares. It all just kind of works together, where this one, with it being the smoked mesquite, I don't really like how they actually have like the chrome piece around here and then the black insert. I'm not sure if that would have looked better, but I have seen a limited model without the Trd off-road package that actually had the painted fender flares, and it actually looked pretty good. So that's kind of the way I thought mine was going to come in, but it didn't come in that way. All right, let's look inside the vehicle here. So inside the vehicle, the two are almost going to be identical. Like I said, mine is a Trd off-road package. This is just a regular limited edition. I actually have the same color interior for the headliner. They both have the panel sunroof. They both have the 14-inch screen. It does have the upgraded JBL audio system. This one has the rear low leveling suspension, and so I mentioned in a previous video, when it has the rear low leveling suspension, you can set it up where it's in either in auto mode, so when you hook up a trailer it will automatically level out, but you can also use the manual mode, so it will actually lower it by 1 inch if you're trying to load stuff into it. It will also raise 1 inch if you're trying to get a little more ground clearance when you're off-roading. So those are the features that you have with that, like I said, or the rear low leveling suspension will just kind of take care of itself when towing a trailer. The panorama view monitor, I'm sorry for shaking around so much, but there's your button there that will give you the 360-degree view. So with the panorama view monitor, you actually have 6 cameras. So you got them underneath the side view mirrors. You have one right there in the front of the vehicle. You have 2 on the back of the cab up there where your third stoplight's at. And then you also have one right here. So this is just an LED light, makes it easier when you're backing up to your trailer at nighttime to see where you're hooking up at. And then the 2 that are up top. So one, and I apologize, you're probably getting blinded by the light there, but the one shines right into the bed so you can see your cargo that you may have hooked up. The other one shines back so it's facing the trailer if you have a trailer hooked up. You got your 4-pin and 7-pin wiring harness. You have parking sensors on both front and rear of the vehicle. They have the anti-slam tailgate. Now, if anybody's not familiar, so the only way for you to open the tailgate is if the doors are unlocked, you can open it, but then you also have to have the key fob if they're not. So there's no locking assembly there. It does automatically lock as soon as you have the doors locked on the vehicle, but you either have to have a key fob if the doors are locked, or the door has to be unlocked so you can get into the tailgate. You do have the little button here that pushes to release the tailgate, and that's not something you're going to find on the SR5 packages, so don't be fooled thinking that if you get an SR5 it's going to come standard that way. Now there is a white Trd Sport right there, and so I'm going to run over here real quick. So the Sport comes in an SR5 premium package, and then with the Sport you're getting the painted around the grille here. It's got the same black insert that I have with the Trd off-road package. The fender flares are painted to match the vehicle, and then these are the 20-inch wheels that comes with the Trd Sport. So when you get the overlay emblems on there, it actually looks pretty good. Now I drove an SR5 yesterday that had the rear low leveling suspension, and it seemed like the back end was actually really firm in the ride. So I'm going to drive this one just a little bit more, just to kind of compare, see how I think, or see what I think about it. I think that on the Trd off-road it actually has a really comfortable ride to it, so I'm going to see if that makes a little bit of a difference. So that's about all the differences I see. You know, if you guys have any questions, please go ahead and send them my way. Take the time to like and subscribe, and then let's keep that content going for you. Thanks for watching. Okay, I'm driving the new Tundra Limited that I just did a real quick review on, and I wanted to just kind of check it out just to see if I feel like the suspension makes it ride any firmer with that air ride suspension in the back. I think that the Trd off-road suspension actually feels a little smoother. But keep in mind, my truck has 13,000 miles on it, and this one's brand new, so it could be a little stiff yet. One thing I noticed right away, now I've recently deactivated the active noise on the engine. Some people want to call it fake noise. So it made it a whole lot quieter, and so I noticed right away that this one has a JBL audio system, so it has that active noise with it as well. And hey, when you go to take off, you can definitely hear it. It's amazing how much quieter when you deactivate it seems. The noise is exactly the same. It's just a difference, you know, whether it's amplified or not. So I'll show you right here. So hopefully you can see the little icon there. If I go in there and hit the manual adjustment, it's in the neutral setting right now. May not actually. So what I'm looking at is a little icon right there. It's not wanting to change while I'm driving, so you may have to have it stopped in order to do so. So anyway, when you hit the button there and it drops down 1 inch like I mentioned, it takes a little bit for it to drop down to that, and then same thing when you're raising it back up, it takes a little while for that compressor to kind of pump up those airbags and get it back up for you. Excuse me here while I'm navigating traffic. So yeah, I definitely feel a firmer ride with the rear low leveling suspension. I'm sure that, you know, when you put a trailer on it, it'd probably feel totally different, but just riding around empty, it feels a little firmer than what the Trd off-road suspension does by far. Obviously you can see the panel sunroof there. Everything else is pretty much the same that I have in my truck. So anyway, little feedback on the test drive. Like I said, it is a little firmer, but there again, if you guys have any more questions, please send them my way. I'd be happy to help any way I possibly can, and then send me your VIN number. I can check on your current status and get back to you. Thanks for watching.